And we're live. Look at that. Hey, everybody. How's it going and what's happening? How's it going and what's happening? I really wish I could see my own um, Substack live on the Substack website, but it seems I can't. It seems I can't. Look at these eight lovely people that have showed up for my Ask Me Anything about quitting social media. If you have a question about something like that, you should put that. Joey, yes, it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge, definitely trying to quit social media. Um, it's the biggest challenge though. Is the challenge is the FOMO? Is it the being left out? Oh, I really wish I could find my own thing on here. How do I do that? Hmm. Hi, Kevin Alexander. How you doing? Hi, Abby. How we doing? Welcome. Ask me anything about quitting social media, I guess, huh? Again, I was really hoping I could see my own chat, my own Substack live. There it is. All right, so I'm going to mute it and then I'm going to open it on my laptop so I can better keep track of the live chat. How about that? That's a little thing I picked up this week from the oh no, mute. We don't want that. Um, but I'm not seeing the live chat here on my laptop. That's a problem. I would really like it if anyone wants to pop a question into the chat. Help me out here. Test it out. There we go. I see a couple people join. Now it's catching up. So I have the laptop here. It's easier for me to see the chat that way. So if anyone has a question about quitting social media, Seth, how do I keep up with things if I'm not on social media? How do I mm-mm-mm. Let's just move this here. This is a work in progress here. Hello. How we doing? How do we quit social media? Ask me another. Anybody, tell me your challenge. I know someone earlier on said it's been a challenge. I deleted my Blue Sky today. I do international travel, and I'm concerned about re-entry. How to stay informed, engage. That's a good one, Joey. I read something about that recently. I think on the EFF site about re-entry, Electronic Frontier Foundation, and that was about deleting things off of your phone and your devices and stuff before re-entry. That's a big thing, a big social media thing. How to stay informed, engaged. Go to websites. Go to the people. Bookmark the things you want to keep up with. Um, and now, go to the go to the news sites. Go to the blogs. Find the blogs of the people that you want to keep up with. That's a hard thing to do when we're used to being on the platforms that just feed us this stuff into our eyeballs all the time. Why do you want to quit it, Francis? Hello, Francis Leader. Why do you want to quit it? I want to quit it to reclaim my time. I want to quit it so I'm not leaving it up to an algorithm to put news and entertainment and other things into my eyeballs. That's why I want to quit it. That's why I have. I was on Twitter back in 2006. I was one of the first 3,000 people to sign up for Twitter back in the day, um, and deleted that last year or so. Off of LinkedIn, off of Facebook, all these things. All of these platforms monetize our attention and our data, and they sell it to advertisers. Even just being on the platforms is an indicator to those platforms to sell to advertisers. Hey, we have X amount of thousand people on our platform, so you should pay us more money. Because Seth, who doesn't post and he just looks at stuff, but he's still on here. So that's how they make money. Um, Dog versus Shadows. That's quite a name. Something I saw in your Substack was about not wasting time on social media and putting stuff on your own site was inspirational. Thank you. I now use Notion for web pages and even things like Text.fyi for microblogging. Text.fyi for microblogging. I've never heard of that. I think I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to copy and paste that and put it somewhere here. I'm gonna have to open that, see what that's about. Text.fyi. Okay, that looks neat. I think I've seen this before. Write something, hit publish, and it's live. That's pretty cool. Hello, hello. Oh, look at all these people on here. I'm glad I have the laptop here to uh to help me out to keep up with all your wonderful questions. Dog versus Shadows. Thank you for that. That's really cool that you're doing the website stuff with Notion. No, I needed to. I want to do more website stuff with Notion. Thanks you for the inspiration. And that text.fyi, that looks pretty cool. Arrowvein, I'm probably saying that wrong. Deleted Twitter X some months ago. I'm on Discord now. Yes, Discord is a great place to hang out, micro community. Like the idea that we have to be on all these big, wide open platforms to keep up, it's not true. We can build our own little communities away from the masses. I equate it kind of like, you meet back in the day. Well, for me, back in the day, you met your freaks and nerds at the food court at the mall because that's where your parents dropped you off. But then you met those cool people and you're like, let's get the heck out of here. And you went to your friend's basement and started a punk rock band. So, yes, you found your freaks and whatever on Substack or Twitter or whatever. Now hop into a Discord. I like that. Thanks for that, Aerovane. Francis Leader. Oh, I get this one a lot. Don't you think Substack is social media? Absolutely. Here's the thing. If I'm on Twitter and Facebook and all those places, I'm building value for them because they can sell that and monetize that and make money for themselves advertising. On Substack, yes, me being on Substack Notes, powered by the algorithm, beyond my control. Everything I post on Notes is not seen by everybody, but by the people it's seen by, I get to build an email list. And an email list, if and when I leave Substack someday, goes with me. The time I invest in Substack, I get to keep when I leave Substack. That email list is valuable. I know people that pay their mortgage because they have an email list that they started in 2009. So yes, is Substack social media? Yes, but I'm building value with it for me and not just putting money in the stakeholders and the shareholders for Facebook and all that. That's a great question, Francis, and I bet I'm going to get that a couple times more in this little chat. Abby, I don't know if I feel FOMO, stuck in the dopamine rush. It's the addiction. Absolutely. I've been on some form of social media since I was 12. Holy moly. So it's easy. I would love some strategies to beat that. We need a social media 12-step program. Absolutely. It's absolutely addiction. I equate it like the idea that a lot of people that want to say like, well, all my friends are on social media, so I have to be on social media because my friends won't like text me or call me if I'm not on social media. I equate that I kind of in a way of like alcoholism. Like if you're trying to be sober and all your friends are like, sorry, I can't hang out at that coffee shop. You can meet me at the bar. Not a great friend. Not a great friend. Find new friends. So yeah, the getting away from people, yeah, it is an addiction. I talk a big game about being off Twitter and Facebook and all that, but guess what? Every now and again I install YouTube on my phone and I get lost in YouTube shorts. Dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. Absolutely. Yeah. Please. I'm not the messiah here of not being on social media. We're all figuring this out together, okay? Hi Veta. Glad to see you here. Tim is here. Awesome. Lovely day here in Pennsylvania, right, Tim? Kevin Alexander. Just curious, do you use an aggregator like Feedly? I don't, but I use Net Newswire, and I have about 75 some feeds in there from various sites and blogs that have RSS feeds. People relearn RSS feeds. Look it up. Google it. RSS feeds. Find a feed reader. Then you automatically just get their posts in a feed reader. You don't have to subscribe to 100 sites to get their 100 updates every day. Put it in a feed reader and you just see all their blog posts throughout the day. Look it up. Lauren Lambert, I want to quit too. How do you recommend promoting a small business without social media? Depends on what your small business is. If it's something local, if it's a yoga studio or this or that, like you put up some flyers, talk to local people in the community, hang out in places where people that do yoga hang out when they're not doing yoga, coffee shops, stuff like that. Offer to do workshops, you know, put up a website, get it listed locally on Google Maps, this, that, and the other. Otherwise, do things that attract people that want to do the things that you teach and do. Look what I'm doing. I'm doing a live chat with people that want to quit social media. And I happen to run a newsletter called Social Media Escape Club. Is this social media ish? Yes, I guess. This is where people are. So if you do something that's not so local and you're trying to reach like a large amount of people, you know what? I'm how do I do this? I can't. I don't think I can put a link in there for you to find. If you go to my social media escape club, go to archive and then go to and then type in awareness. And there's two great posts in there about getting awareness off of your plate. And it's all about how to market and grow your stuff without constantly putting things on social media platforms. What you do is you work with cool people and their cool things that they're doing, and they promote it. Whether you go on their podcast, or you go on their YouTube channel, maybe you do something that ends up on their Twitter feed or their Instagram. You're not the one on social media. They're the one posting on their platforms to promote what you're doing. Hope that's somewhat helpful. I know that's a lot. This is live. This is live. We're just riffing here. But seriously, go to my oh sorry, I got some little updates here. Go to Social Media Escape Club here on Substack. You can just click my profile up here. It'll take you there. I think it'll make this picture in picture. And type in awareness in the archive, and you'll find two good posts on that. And it's not something I came up with. It was a podcast interview with someone with Jaya Kunzo, and I forget her name, but she's fantastic. You should listen to the whole podcast. I hope that was somewhat helpful, Lauren. Hi, Dino, you're here. Let's get it, Seth, in the blue hat. That's right. Veta Wade. Hello, Veto. I still have to check IG and Facebook, but spending more time on vetawade.com, micro news and feed. I draft there my newsletter and then copy it to Substack. That's great. Super smart. Build your writing and your work on your website first. And then when you write a newsletter, copy and paste some of it to the newsletter. And then when you link stuff, link it back to your website. The whole thing that nobody visits websites anymore is garbage. No one visits your website. Everyone visits substack.com. Everyone visits twitter.com, Facebook, because everyone puts all their stuff there. So if you put all your stuff on your website, that gives people a reason to go check out your website. That's really cool, Veta. Dino Corvino. So do you another good pal, Dino Corvino, long time fan of the Seth W. Back in our Tumblr days, right? Do you think social media as a news source might be a sort of possible use? Yeah, use social media for sports highlights. Absolutely, that's a thing. Um, Also think though that a lot of them put up the same highlights on YouTube. Now, Google's not any better, of course. Google who owns YouTube. But just another way to stay off the platform of a Twitter. I get it though. It's so social media makes it so easy to put video up, just like this, doesn't it? We could post videos, we could post photos really easy on Substack Notes. We couldn't before, but now we could put video on Substack Notes. Now we can do live. YouTube makes it easy to put up a video. There's all these places that make it super easy to put up videos. And where you take them in at, that's up to you. Tim, stay in bed, really. If you it's Saturday, stay in bed. Francis, I was thrown off Facebook, Twitter, and Discord, so I came here in December. Oh boy, I like owning my list, and I especially like being paid to write. Being paid to write's fun. However, do you agree with me that Substack is an isolated ghetto for dissidents? No, it's on the open web. Every post that you put out on your newsletter is on the open web. Anyone can find it from a Google search or a Bing search or whatever the search engine you use. That is the joy and the power of being on the open web. Everything that you put out there is linkable. And so, sure, on Substack notes, is that an isolated, walled garden? Sure, somewhat, of course. Yes, fine. But your stuff's on the open web if you're writing on Substack. If you send out a newsletter in MailChimp, yes, I know there's an archive page for that. Who the heck reads archive pages of MailChimp in 2025? It's really hard. But that's the joy of Substack's blog kind of feature. Everything you post is on the open web. So yeah, I don't think it's isolated. I think everything it's out there on the open web. And there's SEO functions in the settings of each post that you do that you could kind of update the SEO descriptions, I think, and the URL slug, which is very important. Look into that. Search the SEO functions Substack on Google, and that'll probably link you to the place where you can optimize that and not be isolated from the rest of the internet universe. Cool, Lauren. I'm glad that was helpful. Tara, thank you. Sarah, if you got any questions, let me know. Put it in the chat. Francis, my work is not on Google until 5 pages have passed. DuckDuckGo provides all my stuff. Brave shows a few. Okay, here's the thing. Here's another thing is that SEO, search engine optimization, and SEO experts on here would may disagree with me on this, but and that's fine. I'm not an SEO expert. But my thinking is SEO is like black magic. We can't know exactly what the search engines are doing. It's the algorithms. We can't know that because if we do know it, then everybody knows it and everybody does the same thing. So don't worry about things outside of your control. I know we're all searching for discoverability. I know we want everyone to just find our stuff. I know we want to be a first page of Google. Well, then look at the stuff on the first page of Google results and do exactly that. Copy them. Do what they're doing. Now, a lot of those other sites though they have more functionality than a Substack. So they're not going to show up. You're not going to show up on the first page for a while. It's just don't bank on it. Because a lot of websites used to bank on searchability on Google. And then Google changes their algorithms, and guess what? They go out of business because they relied on being found through Google. Now, if you have Francis, if you have an email list, those are your people. Those are the people you're worrying about. Turn those people into rabid fans that want to tell their friends about the work you do and the things you write, instead of relying on on algorithms of search engines to help bring people to your site. If you have 10 people on your email list, that's 10 people that could directly tell one other person to come to your site. Whereas Google, they don't give a crap about you. They don't want to help you, but you got friends signed up. They probably want to help. Find one or two people out of that 10 that want to help. Veta, I would love to do live video to just practice engaging my audience, but no idea what to talk about. My subscribers are only 27. I want to offer value, but I need guidance. Signing up for your mentorship soon. Hey, Veta, thank you for that. Which lets me do this soft pitch that if anyone wants to go to Social Media Escape Club, there's a thing at the top in the header that says work with Seth. Actually, it says email guidance now. I offer email guidance. It's not an upsell. I'm just saying, if you want to reach out to me, you can. You can email me what you're working on, this, that, and the other. I'll give you a free reply. Hey, I'm working on this, and these are my challenges. Great. I'll reply just like I do anyone else, all my clients. I'll give you one email back of like suggestions and thoughts and ideas. And then there's a link at the bottom. If you want to keep going, like continue 5 or 6 more emails, there's a link to pay for that. Yes, pay. This stuff costs money. Yeah. So you go to my Substack. There's a link. Work email guidance at the top. If you want, And it's free. The first email is free, and I'm telling you, there's testimonials in there. Like I write people, I don't even like try to keep track, but like I looked one time, and I replied to someone 1,000 words of like guidance and stuff for their question. So, and Veta was one of those. And Veta, I really Veta, I hope I'm saying your name right. I really appreciate the response that you had to that. I included you anonymously as a testimonial. Thank you for that. But Veta, yes, I would love to do and just practice engaging my audience. No idea what to talk about. My subscribers are only 27. Here's the big thing. I want to encourage anybody watching this that has only 27 subscribers. I only have 10 subscribers. I only have 100. I only have 400. Make your mistakes now in front of those 27 people. The only reason I'm confident enough to do this, and I only have 45 live on here right now. You know who's the most important 45 people in my world right now? These people. I'm not out here like posted on Twitter, "Hey everybody, come check out my live. Once we hit 50, I'll answer a question." No, 45 people are here. This is enough. So if you do a live for 27 people, 27 people probably aren't going to show up. 4 people might. Get good at entertaining 4 people. I have 45 people here right now. I've seen Substack lives in the hundreds. All right. I've been on some, which is great. 150 here and there. Okay, cool. There's people that do these in front of like 1,000 people. If 1,000 people showed up right now, I'd be a little weirded out. Oh my goodness. Get good at doing this in front of 27 people or 4 people or 45 people. That's my advice. And also, Veta, you do stuff like your photos. And this is the thing that so many of people writing on Substack have such amazing imagery, photos from your world that a lot of people don't have. And Veta is one of those. Veta has all these amazing oceanic freaking views underwater with sea turtles and everything. Go if you can scroll up and find Veta. Go to Veta's Substack and subscribe. Seriously, underwater photos with turtles, videos with turtles. What do you mean? What are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about that with people. And what is it? I'm pretty sure what you're working like conservation stuff with oceans and all that stuff. Great. Like pull people in with sea turtles and go. There it is. That's what you talk to people about. And again, anyone wants to sign up for a free email from Seth, you go to my Substack. There's an email guidance thing at the top. Click that. It tells you how to do it. No obligation, no upsell. You're not getting added to an email list. This is not an intake funnel. Just email me and then I'll answer your question. And if you really like it, which you might, you can pay for more. Easy. Thank you, Veta. Go, Veta. You're brilliant. Hi, Adam Mark. How are you? Nick, this is the first time I've checked out one of these lives. Welcome. There's these could be these could go all sorts of different ways. A lot of the times these are interviews. There's like 2 people talking, which is very entertaining. But I figured, let me just hop on here. I have a Zoom call that I'm doing later today with a friend, so I needed to be home on a Saturday. This kind of kept me here. I figured, let me share some value and some insights. For anyone new here, who the heck Seth is? Who's Seth talking about this stuff? In 2001, I started a music blog. It was called Buzz Grinder. I had no idea what I was doing. This was in the very early days of music blogs. One day, I think it was 2005, I woke up and had like 10,000 clicks to my website. This was before social media. I was like, what the heck's that? Why'd that happen? Turns out I was on the front page of Google for Warp Tour 2005 band list or whatever announcement. Holy crap. So I had a bunch of people to help me with my website. It got some good traffic. We did well. And then in 2006, I put Buzzgrinder, my music blog, on my monster.com resume. Put your newsletter on your resume. You never know what might happen. I got headhunted. I was doing a video conference at a university. That was my first job in New York City in 2006. 2006? Yeah, 2006. I got headhunted and for AOL Music, a 3-month contract gig for BuzzGrinder because I put BuzzGrinder on my thing. Turned out BuzzGrinder sent traffic to AOL Music. People, I linked to stuff on AOL Music, and the people at AOL Music saw it. So when I came in, they're like, "Oh, you're the BuzzGrinder guy. Hey, really cool." Also, funny note, I was young. I wore a suit, a full suit to an AOL Music job. Everyone was there with jeans and band shirts. I wore a full suit. And I know a couple friends that have done the same things for New York City jobs. We didn't know. We were young. So anyway, yes. So I did music blog stuff 2006, 2007. I worked as a web producer at Field and Stream magazine. Yo, that was a wild time. 2008 went back to AOL. I worked in audience engagement stuff. But then they asked me to start a metal blog for them. So I started noisecreep.com, which is still up, in 2008. I did that for a couple years. Then left in 2011. So I worked at AOL Music, Field and Stream. I then like since then 2011, I just worked and did a bunch of freelance work for. Uh, I did email marketing for Artists and Fleas in Brooklyn. Any New York City, Brooklyn people familiar with that? I did email marketing for them for a little bit, helped with their website. That was rough. I'm sorry, Arts and Fleas. We did some good work together. Yeah, and then because of my music connections, then I started working with a bunch of like music publicists. So right now, I work with Adam Splitter PR, who does music publicity for a bunch of heavy metal bands and hard rock bands that you've probably heard of, like Alice Cooper and Killswitch Engage and other metal bands, a whole bunch of metal bands. Um, that might be cool to four of you. Um, but I do like administrative stuff for them. I don't do any cool stuff. I'm telling you, 80% of the music industry is spreadsheets. And then since like 2000 or so, no, not 2000, 2020 or so, I've been doing email marketing for Monarch Music. Used to be E1, now it's Monarch. And they started doing direct to consumer sales of their products, records, vinyls, CDs, cassettes, shirts. So in 2020, a good buddy of mine that I used to play shows with back in the late 90s asked me, "Hey, do you want to do email marketing for us?" And we did that with MailChimp for a few weeks. Then we moved to Klaviyo. So I do daily email marketing operations for Monarch Heavy, Grammy Award winning Monarch Heavy. And that label, Monarch, also used to own the Death Row catalog. So I sent email marketing for Death Row Records. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, you might have heard of them. Um, so that's who I am. That gives a little bit of credibility, I guess, to whatever I'm talking about. But for the past decade or so, I've been ranting and raving that bands should have email lists, and most don't listen. So I'm getting to your questions in a second. Thank you for putting up with me, Nick. I hope you're still around for that. Hi, Jen. Good to see you. Veta Wade, yes, you are funny. I'm going to a clubhouse in a couple hours. First off, Veta, who goes to a clubhouse? You do. I don't. Like, that's amazing. I can't wait to see. I will do a live. Adam, cool. Thank you. Hey, if anyone has, I just went on that big old rant. And no one's got any questions for me about leaving or quitting social media. Unless you want to hear more stories. I don't know. If you want to, one time when I quit my job at AOL Music, I I got rid of all my stuff and put my bike and my laptop in my bag and rode more or less to Albuquerque, New Mexico from New York City. There were a lot of buses involved in that, but that's what I did. I started heavy metal trivia. If you go to skulltoaster.com, I did that for like 8 years. Back then in 2011, my thinking was everyone's at these like shows and they're all looking at their phones, like even while the band is playing. So rather than 2011, this was rather than like, and I just left running a metal blog for AOL Music. So I was like, why don't I post? How can I do something where I don't have to write 500-word blog posts? And I was like, I'm going to do metal trivia and I'm going to post it right on Twitter. and people don't have to go to another site to answer or engage. They'll just reply right here. And I sent out over 2,000 questions on Twitter over the years. Skulltoaster.com, you can see kind of the remnants of that. Doesn't exist on Twitter anymore. I deleted the account. But yeah, and then I did a newsletter with it too, of course, because that's what I do. I sent out a newsletter every night to subscribers with the answers to the questions. So if anyone is ever wondering how often should I send a newsletter, if you convey what you're doing, like if you tell people exactly what you're doing, like with Skull Toaster, Raf, Raf, 35 millimeter film buddy, like your stuff. Thanks for being here. Cool. Hi, Rachel. Just talking about Skull Toaster. If you go to skulltoaster.com, that's a thing I used to do. But if you tell people like, hey, on social media, I'm going to post a question every day. I can't believe no one stole this idea. Post engaging questions on Twitter every day and then do a newsletter with the answers at night. Someone please just steal, take that. Take it. It's yours. I don't own it. It's an idea. Do it. I can't believe no one did that for like, you know, other genres of music. That would be a huge like hip hop thing, like the history and depth of amazing factoids in hip hop. That would be amazing. Every day I post a question, and every night I send a newsletter with the answers. And I used to have friends that would like chip in, and they would write. I wouldn't just like answer the question. I would do like a full blog post style, like 400 word answers to the thing. It was so fun. Sent over 1,000 of those 5 days a week. Email newsletter. We had a Patreon. I had a Patreon. Made about $240 a month. With inflation, maybe that's $300 now. I don't know, but um, yeah, that's so. If anyone's wondering how often can I send a newsletter, just make your intention known with your subscribers of what you want to do, what it's for. You know, if you're doing late breaking news and stuff like that, yeah, probably every day would work. I see a lot of political newsletters here on Substack. Yeah, they send every day, of course, because there's 900 things that happen every day. Now, if you're a film photographer, you probably could send a newsletter every day of amazing photographs. Are you kidding? There's so many amazing photographers posting on not just Substack notes, but everywhere. You could do a newsletter of just amazing photos every single day, which might keep people from being on Instagram. And then they subscribe to your newsletter because you curate all these awesome photos. Hey, take that idea, take it, run with it. If you got any questions, let me know. 56 people in here. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out on a Saturday talking about quitting social media. If you got other questions, let me know. But if you got any questions about quitting social media, put them in the chat. Anybody, not paid subscribers only. I know some people do that. I'm not doing that today. Maybe I would do that. I don't know. And if anyone has like super specific whatever, like, oh, I have this business, maybe you don't want to ask it here. And we make bracelets for giraffes or some wild thing. Look, go to my profile, go to Social Media Escape Club, my Substack, and there's a thing in the top that says email guidance. You can send me a free email and tell me about what you're doing, and I will reply as if you're a paid client. I mean it. And you'll see testimonials on that page, the email guidance page. And if you like it and you're like, whoa, and you have follow-up questions, cool. There'll be a link at the bottom, and then you can book me for more emails. It's just email, no Zoom call. We don't need to do a Zoom call. I can just fill. And what I found is like I'll send like 2 or 3 emails, and then like I won't hear from the people because it's so much, and they're like, oh, like it's going to take me a week or two to implement half of this stuff, and that's a lot of fun. It's the curating of photos that drive me into overthinking mode. Any advice on curating photos for our newsletter? Vetta, don't overthink it. take stuff that looks beautiful. You know, stuff online that looks beautiful that people share, blah, blah, blah. Just put that up. Just do 3 photos or 4, like whatever you're comfortable with. Do not overthink it. No one's thinking about this stuff more than you are. I guarantee it. You could like, oh my goodness, I have to put up 10 photos. No, don't. My internet connection is unstable. Get out of here. I'm right next to my thing. I'm sorry. Is my video not looking well? Maybe I'll move closer to my thing. We're gonna travel a little bit. We're gonna travel over here. How about that? Travel over here. Boop boop boop. How about that? Put my laptop there. Hello. Welcome to Substack Live. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. I'm a little closer to my thing now. I hope I'm hoping my internet is okay here. Hoping we're good here. So that's my answer to that, Veta. And for anyone else, is yeah, don't curating is an art, and the more you do it, the better you get. Do 3, 5 photos, see what happens. Adam Mark, riff on that paid subscriber live video thing. On the one hand, I want to deliver a perk for paid subscribers, but I don't want barriers to access. Thoughts? Yeah, Adam. The the biggest thing I think with any of these newsletter things, paid newsletter things, is free subscribers are so valuable all by themselves. Free is good. Free is people signed up and signed in to see and follow and take in what you do. Yeah, the trick, oof, how do you turn them into paid? Access is one of them. Proximity. Scott Perry is one of those. I learned that from Scott Perry, who does. You can search him on Substack, Scott Perry. He'll pop up, and I don't know if. Hold on. What is that, Scott Perry? I don't want that. Sorry, I'm just looking up someone's. There he is. Do 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 do. I don't know if you'll be able to click this. I'm gonna throw it in there anyway. That's Scott Perry. Scott Perry talks a bunch about proximity and that, and he'll do stuff like this, and he'll do for paid subscribers. He does 2 calls a week with paid subscribers, Mondays and Fridays. It's a lot of fun. It's 8 or 9, or maybe it's $10 a month now for that. So you're paying for the proximity, and you can ask him a question in those 30-minute calls, and he'll answer them. But there's only 30 minutes. If you want to ask him more questions, get in touch, and you got to pay. You know what I mean? Like, so I think, Adam, as close. I see you. You're a bestseller. Good, congrats. I think the more you give like let people get closer like this, like the newsletter is one thing. Great. I read your newsletter. I love it. Cool. This, that, and the other. Now I'm a paid subscriber. Now maybe I get an extra newsletter every week or something like that. I think there's such value, and this is Substack's on something here. I mean, we've seen it for years. People love people. Your words on a newsletter look like anyone else's words. I mean, I know they're not, but like at first glance, boom, it's words on a page. Fine. Black text, white background. Chat GPT can do that. Great, cool. But a video is like, no, this is me. Like, sure, AI can do video now, whatever. But you would know if it was me or AI. I think, Adam, if you bring people closer to who you are and like your personality on something like this, I don't think you super need to monetize right off the bat. I like, unless you do. My thing is too, and this is punk rock economics, which has ruined me. I grew up in the DIY punk rock hardcore scene and stuff like that, where $6 for a show, that's too much. Um, So where we always want to undercharge, where we don't want to keep anybody out. Maybe do like if you do four lives, if you did one a week or something like that, make three of them free, but that fourth one is paid. You know what I mean? Or something. Or they're free for everybody, but only paid subscribers can ask a question. That's one. That's a thing. Um, Something like that. I don't. Excuse me. I don't think super duper limiting right off the bat is a good way because a lot of people still don't even know what the heck Substack Live is. A lot of people, less is more. Stay pure. Stay poor. Yes. Uh, Me and a handful of other friends that grew up in the music world are enduring that to this day. But yeah, I don't think you need to monetize it right off the bat. I think if anything, you could do them for free and then do ones every now and again that are maybe more workshop based or more super specific. That might be like, hey, this is only for paid subscribers. If you're a paid subscriber, you can come in and hang out. And Adam, I don't even know what you do. I'm going to click on you and find out. Doing some research here in real time. Left, Jewish, pastor's kid in the Midwest, living with brain cancer. Yo, all right. I know a lot about Adam now. Um, so yeah, if you did a couple of free ones, but then like maybe if you wanted to go deeper and darker in maybe some of the stuff, I imagine living with brain cancer, cancer survivors, people living with cancer, people that have lost loved ones with cancer. Maybe that's your paid option because it's more intimate. It's not for everyone. You know what I mean? Maybe something like that. Uh, uh, Liz, oh my goodness, yes, Liz that I met. Oh my goodness, 1998, 97. I was booking a club in East Stroudsburg called Bismos and booked a band called Lucky Strike from San Diego, I think, California. And we met twice doing that. And that was a lot of fun. We've been in touch over the years. Super cool. That's so cool, Adam. So yeah, maybe that. Maybe, hey, I do these free open things because like you said, I don't want to push people away. I don't want to push people away. But maybe the more intimate, closer things, like maybe you don't want to share everything super duper about living with brain cancer. Like it sounds like a big thing. Maybe that's and there's a lot of people on Substack that do that. That my newsletter is gated because I talk about deep stuff. So only paid subscribers get to see it. So build that into it. Um, where it's like, okay, this is the closed room. And here's another thing too, is you can comp people subscriptions so they have access to it. So if you know people in that community that would love to talk about it, but we're living in 2025, money's a big topic these days. Eggs are $19 in the United States. You can comp people. That's the great thing about and what's that why we gather. I want you to look up this book too. Um I'm posting this link. It's to Amazon, but please buy it from somewhere else maybe. Or get it from your local library. But Adam, how about this? I'm gonna DM it to you. Look at it. Because I know you'll be able to click that. But I'll also put it in the chat. Maybe everybody will be able to get that too. The art of gathering. Art of gathering is a great thing of like right now, this call is open to everybody. There's no like nothing stopping from anybody from coming in here. Whereas the calls I do on Thursdays for my paid subscribers are only for my paid subscribers and people I comp, like people I want to be in there that maybe can't afford it. And that's fine. Um, so Adam, I hope that helped. Hello, Don. Chat GPT is satanic. That's a thought. Striving artists unite. Starving artists. No, starving artists. No, we should be compensated and we should make money from our stuff. Okay. All right, Don. Cool, Adam. And Adam too. Go to Social Media Escape Club. Click the email guidance thing at the top. Send me an email. Like, tell me what you're doing. I'll riff back with you. I'll send you a whole email on that. No upsell. I'm not putting you in a funnel or any crap like that. A friend of Liz's is a friend of mine. I'll email you back with a bunch of ideas on this too. So, um, can we find a way to dismantle Amazon and demand it be reformed? Audra, I said this earlier. It. I try not to think about things I can't control. And there are a lot of people in charge of Amazon, way above my pay grade. Yes, collectively, we could all just stop, but we're not all just gonna stop. Like us, maybe we could stop. But dude, there's Amazon, I think, has a lot of users. It'll take a lot to so I for me, I really think us just buying locally, buying from bookstore.org or whatever it is, going to a bookstore, paying a dollar or two more for something down the street than instead of ordering it on Amazon. It's what we can do. And then we keep talking about that to our friends, and maybe they do it too. We use our influence, our little circle of influence. Maybe other people do it too. So that's a big one. That's a big one for us to solve in a random Substack live. But it's an idea. Ross Walters, I temporarily disabled Facebook for Lent. Great. Someone wrote me and asked if I was okay. Wow, that was nice. For some reason, disabling the thing helped me stay off better than just logging out. See, the thing is, if they reached out, they could reach out, could like without you being on Facebook, right? That's why I always try. Like a lot of people, when I talk of like, oh, get off social media, they're like, that's how I talk to all my friends, and that's where all my family is. What if it went away? Because someday it might, someday it will. Someday you'll be suspended from your account, or someone you love and want to talk to will be suspended from their account, and then you won't hear from them. Get their phone number, text them, get their email address, email them. Is there more friction to that than Facebook Messenger? Of course, by design. There's a legion of people that work at these platforms that pay money, that get paid very good money to have second and third homes and go on exotic vacations to keep you on Facebook. So get their phone number, get their email address. But for now, disabling it, great, cool. You're not giving your time and attention to Facebook for them to monetize. That's great. Hello, Brenda. Everybody, I gotta take off from here at about 12:50-ish. So if anyone has any questions about quitting social media for your small business, how do you grow your email list without social media? How do you engage with the audience you have right in front of you? This is what I talk about. I'm just the nerd that and for those new, who am I? A music blogger from 2001, third generation musician. My parents played in bands. My grandmother played in bands. So I grew up in that. I work in the music world. Right now I work for a music publicist that deals with heavy metal bands like Killswitch Engage and Alice Cooper. I also work for Grammy Award winning Monarch Heavy, Eye on Fire, Under Oath, Crowbar. That label used to own Death Row Records. So I did email marketing for Death Row Records, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, you might have heard of them. Um, and so they do a bunch of stuff. So we also do Last Gang Records. So that's what I do for my day job. It's all freelance, but email marketing operations for a record label. I do some administrative work for music publicists. I do social media escape club, helping people with this. If you want to work with me, you can go to this social media escape club. At the top, there's a email guidance thing. It's free. I'll give you a free email reply to like whatever you're working on. Like if you don't want to ask it here, or like, oh, I have this super complex thing. Um, give me ideas of yeah, do it. Email me. Email guidance. Social media escape club. Email guidance. Send me what you're working on. I'll reply back as if you were a paid client. And if you want to keep going, there's a link at the bottom to pay and to book me for future for like 5, 6 more emails. So, and you're not being added to an email list. No funnel. Audra, as an American living in Holland, I successfully stopped. Great. Okay. Canceled your subscriptions. Have lived Amazon free since. Great. Possible take lifestyle change. Yeah. Let's podcast about it. Audra, send me an email. Send me a DM on Substack. Get in touch. I don't know. Sure, maybe. Like that's really not my thing of getting off of Amazon and stuff like that. That's other people's fights. But I'll list to you what you got going on. That's interesting. I'm all about getting us off of Google Drive, getting us off of iCloud, paying Apple 3, 4, $10 a month to hold our photos when we could just put them on an external hard drive and back them up with Backblaze. So yeah, get in touch. Get in touch. Cool. Yes, email me. Dino, what about social media platforms that are so niche, like Goodreads, aside from, well, I if you're not getting taken advantage by them, if they're not doing really bad stuff with your data, okay, cool. And if you're not spending 2 hours at a time staring at them rather than reading a book, Goodreads, I guess, could be a good thing. Yeah, they use you as a product, yeah, because it's free, right? And you go on there. So what if you just started a blog and started talking about all the books you read and put that up there and out there on the internet for everyone to read instead of putting it on the Goodreads, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Just riffing. Thank you. The beard's coming in a little bit. Thank you, Dino. A couple more minutes. I gotta jump off here because I have a 1 o'clock call with a buddy of mine. Yes, we still do read books. Oh, I don't think, like I said, oh, I think I put this link here. For every, it was a link. I'm just gonna put the title in here. You can Google it. Everybody on this call, but The Art of Gathering: How We Meet and Why could be a really fun thing to read for anyone that wants to do a Substack live or host Zoom calls. The Art of Gathering: How to Meet and Why It Matters. Great book. So less so about rigid agendas and like, but there's an art to hosting and there's an art to doing a live, and I certainly don't have it figured out, but you know what? There's 67 people on this call. I feel comfortable doing it and hopefully provide some value. So, highly recommend that book, The Art of Gathering: How We Meet and Why It Matters. Just a few more minutes on here. Um, then I got to jump off because I have a call with someone. If anyone has any more questions, thoughts, again, you can go to my profile, Social Media Escape Club. There's a thing at the top with a little black box that says email guidance. You can find out how to email me through there. You can ask me a question just like this for your business, for your newsletter, for whatever your organization, whatever you're doing. I will answer you as if you were a client. And then if you really dig that, there'll be a link at the bottom to book me for 5 or 6 more emails. Your choice. And you don't get added to an email list. I don't put you in a funnel. Boom. Done. This is not appropriate for leaving social media. I have no idea what you're talking about. This is not my wheelhouse. You should know this. Any other questions about leaving social media? Closing your Facebook account? Come on, Don. Got another minute or two. Any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have. Don, you don't have a Facebook account. Great. You don't need. Great. You did it. You won. You made it. Have a happy time here on Substack, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. Thank you for the 67 people on here. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it. Be in touch, um, for sure. Sky Brew Bulletin. Sorry, I'm just taking off here in another minute. If you have a question, quick, let me know. But I'm gonna bolt in a minute or two. You can also go up here to my profile. You're welcome, Kevin. Again, final message to everybody. You can go up here to my social media escape club at the top on the web, on desktop, laptop. You'll see a thing at the top that says email guidance. And from there, you can send me an email about whatever you're working on, and I'll help. I'll send you an email as if you're a client. So, Dr. Julie Kellogg, welcome to the show. Unfortunately, we're wrapping up. I have a call at one, um, but thank you for joining. We had a raucous time here. We went almost an hour answering questions and stuff like that, all about leaving social media, what to do with maybe a Substack Live, maybe how to monetize a Substack Live or not. Hello, Chris. I'm not going to try to say your last name. I'll probably Pew. It's got to be Pew. That's the problem with doing Substack Lives. You don't want to say people's names wrong. So 70 people. People, we did it. I got to take off. I thank you for being here. Again, subscribe, Social Media Escape Club, where I talk about this stuff all the time. Or don't subscribe. It's cool. We're all good. So yeah, pew pew. Chris, I wanted to say pew pew, but I was like, that'd be bad form, wouldn't it? Maybe at pew pew. You did it first. Great. Thank you. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Subscribe, say hi, or follow me on Substack Notes. That's cool too. I appreciate it. Hope this was helpful. Be in touch. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. This has been so fun. Have a good one, everybody. Hearts, hearts, hearts. Yay, hearts, hearts, hearts. Bye, everybody.